Hello everybody, welcome back to another reading. In today's video I'm going to be pulling a couple cards for shadow work things. This is going to be a reading about shadow work, so what the current shadow or block is in your life, what you can do to kind of alleviate it, and how it's affecting you currently. This is a prompt inspired by ChatGPT, which I've been loving using. And yeah, so let's get into it. I'm actually looking at the prompts right here, so if you see me looking over it, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so first we're gonna look for the shadow of the block, but before I begin, I just want to say, please use your discernment, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This doesn't have to be for everybody, and if this is for you, then you will know it's for you. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so what came out for what the block is the Seven of Swords, and the nature of this card already resembles things that are unseen, deceptions. I'm just going to pull the rest of them. So how is this energy affecting you? We have the Nine of Cups reversed. Interesting. Actually, yeah, okay. And what actions can you take to alleviate this block? Interesting. Is the Five of Swords as an action? Okay, interesting. Okay, all right. This is fun. So, this is the card representing the shadow or the block that's hiding in plain sight, the Seven of Swords. So, very simply, I feel like this could represent that you're lying to yourself. I know that's kind of a brash thing to say. Sorry, give me just 1 second. I feel like I need to I have some ambient sounds running over there to help give me some white noise and privacy, so I just had to make it a little louder there. Look at that. Wouldn't you want to live there? Wouldn't you want to bake a bread in that kitchen? Okay, so I feel like this, to put it extremely blatantly, could represent that you're lying with yourself or being dishonest, or there are circumstances, relationships, people kind of in your field that are hiding something from you or not telling the truth. There's something that's just like not being revealed. It's like, there's some hiding or secretive or confusion kind of energy. Maybe you've been feeling confused. Maybe you've been feeling maybe even disillusioned about regarding like having clarity on a certain situation in your situation. And then with the Nine of Cups reversed, in response to how is this affecting your current situation, your life, this literally symbolizes like blocked blessings, blocked wishes. It's almost as it's like this energy of like pushing your desires, pushing your wishes away. So there could be a subconscious conflict. Okay, now what steps can you take to bring it into the light and heal? This is a card that represents conflict, petty arguments, disagreements, could be a conflict in values. And so, it could, because this is a shadow work reading and we're diving into your subconscious, your shadow, like if this is for you, which you will know if it is, you could be going through some kind of unconscious self-sabotaging situation. And what I mean by that is, if you went through some sort of trauma or some sort of scary thing in your past connected to, how do I put this into words? It doesn't need to necessarily be blatantly connected to something that you want to do, but oftentimes what happens is when we endure a trauma, when we go through something, our subconscious creates a narrative or belief around conditions connected to that traumatic experience that we went through. And the easiest example that I like to give is if something terrible happened to you, or something terrible was done to you, God forbid, by someone wearing a red shirt, then your subconscious might associate the color red with terrible people, or, things like this. And that's a very, very surface level, very basic example. It's kind of making me think of PTSD or complex PTSD, and that would be a symptom of complex PTSD is, unpredictable triggers, because you can't control when you're out in the world when you're going to see the color red, especially if you're walking around in a city and people are wearing a whole bunch of different color shirts, and you don't know when red is going to pop around the corner and make you feel like you're going crazy. You know what I mean? So there's something here about an inner conflict. Like, this is the key to your liberating your shadow and actually gaining your happiness and achieving what it is that you wish for and what it is you want. And because this is the key, because this energy of argument and conflict and chaos is the key, I feel like what could be useful for you to do is, try parts work. If you don't know what parts work is, I would recommend looking up some YouTube videos on it, because it's really easy to do by yourself. And if you have a somatic therapist who can facilitate a parts work session for you of some sort, that could be amazing as well. I also offer readings, and I would be happy to dive into different parts for you and offer some energetic reflections. So you can always message me if you want your own reading. I do it through tarot, without tarot, if you prefer that, and also through intuitive body art scans, and that's pretty parts worky. And so if you don't know what parts work is, the best way I can explain it is like what I just talked about. You went through a trauma, and then a part of you created this association with red shirts, for example. But that part of you is not the same part of you that is checking out at the grocery store, and the grocery store clerk is wearing a red shirt, and she's the nicest woman, and she wishes you a happy day, but she's wearing a red shirt, right? So the part of you that is connecting with this woman in this little moment is in opposition to that subconscious part of you that is terrified of people wearing red shirts. And again, this is such a basic surface level example of kind of what happens with CPTSD and what happens when we go through traumas that go on unresolved, and they literally block us from achieving what we want. Because as long as two parts of our subconscious minds are in conflict with one another, we're going to continue to unconsciously sabotage our wishes and what we want. And so that's why it will probably be very good for you to address your subconscious parts, the parts of you and your subconscious that are arguing, that are in conflict, that are fighting. You might be watching this. If this does resonate with you, you probably feel quite a bit of inner turmoil, and you might feel stuck. You might feel like, you have these dreams, goals, visions, you know where you want to go, you know what you want to do, but for some reason it's just not working out. You can't find the connections you need to make. You feel stuck, you feel trapped. And it's because this energy is happening inside of you. And because parts of you are in discord with one another, you can't clearly see what you want, because there's unresolved trauma that's blocking you from that. So parts work, that's what I'll say. And then I'm going to pull one card from the Prairie Majesty Oracle, and to see if we can get any last bits of guidance or advice or just suggestions on what you can do to integrate and alleviate your shadow to go more fully into what you want. Okay, this is pretty cool. We have Shed, the prairie king snake. How can I know myself as bigger than any fear? And you see how they underline the word know. What does it mean to you to know something? To me, to know something means to have lived it. Knowing comes from experience. There's a difference between book knowledge, factual knowledge, information, intellectual knowledge, and knowing through experience, knowing through understanding. So this is encouraging you to find therapeutic ways to know yourself beyond the fears, beyond the discord, beyond the confusion, the delusions. How can you know yourself? And might be time to shed some skin, so to speak, shed the old skin. So that's really powerful. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you want to support me in any way, feel free to check out the description. I, again, offer readings, so I'm happy to support you in that way if you feel called to work with me in that way. And I also have tip jars, and the links to those, or the information for those, is in my description. And I also have my art website. I'm a visual artist, illustrator, so you can check all those things out. Comment down below if this was helpful, or what it meant to you. If this was for you, I would love to hear how it resonates. And I will see you next time. Bye.